It's very mystical. I apologize, but it is the way it is. A lot of testing. Don't look at everything you see here. The key is 9 volts coming out of that voltage regulator off the 17 volts. So we're going from 17 volts to 9 volts as we come into this breadboard. It's called a breadboard. As we look at this breadboard, I'm reading the output to this heater. We're at 6.7 volts. So 9 is being reduced to 6.7 volts. Now this turn right here, I'm going to turn this pot, and what I'm going to do is I'm decreasing the resistance as if I'm a heater and I'm getting too hot. That's as low as I can go, 4.7. At 4.7, it may not smoke, but it won't ruin the heater, ruin the assembly. And as I bring this back, the voltage climbs back up. Now, let's pretend the fan is running, and that's what's happening. As the fan runs, it'll go back up to a maximum. As you can see, 6.5 is about the maximum. And that's where we want it to be, about 6.5. And at halfway through whatever its cycle is, I can't tell you what that's going to be, but we're gonna figure it out here in a few seconds. The trick is I've finally got it. Now the number 1 pot here, R1 right there, allows us to set the maximum range. So if I start to crank this down to 0 from wherever it is, it starts to pull down the voltage as well. So this is like our 1 setting. We figure this out. That's our dial-in setting, okay? And when I use that when I'm setting number 2 to the right voltage. Okay, so now let's say at this voltage, I want to be 6 degrees. There it is, close enough. Now, if I'm at 6 degrees at that voltage, all I need to do is shut everything off and measure those amps. But also, I can test here to know if I start to lose gain heat and the resistance starts to increase, the voltage will be pulled down. That's the trick, and that's what we want to make sure. Also, by the same token, if I start to get a fan blowing a lot of chuff at high speed, I have a little room to crank up the voltage. See that? I can go up to 6.8 from my nominal. So once I learn how to set the voltage for a normal operation at a normal temperature, I then can rely on this. This is really a sensor. Oh, and I just got the new ones in here. They sent me samples. Can you believe it? They're not very big, but they're pretty cool. This is, shoot, they didn't label them very well. But at any rate, I'll look them up. One's a 10K, one's a 30K. So it gives us lots of room. This is a 5K pot, so that's what I was using just for test purposes here. So they'll be on the small end of that pot. There's just that little bit of range, but I'll be running at 9 volts. I set that resistance so I cannot overheat. I cannot cook. Then, as the resistance goes down, as the unit does get warm, the heat will cool off. Or on the other side, if the temperature goes down and the resistance goes up, I can increase the voltage based on fan speed to maintain a certain temperature. If it goes below, say 100 degrees, it'll increase the power. That's the trick. I don't know what happened to me. I don't know why it took so long. I've been on this thing, working this every day, 4 or 5 hours, on and on and on. And I went back to my video, I went back online, I went talked to people, rebuilt systems. This is the one that was on there. It looks like it's pretty doggone close, actually. accidentally, I might say. I don't know. But in any case, it's working pretty well. And it looks like I've got it figured out. I really don't want to explain the first error, but maybe I should, just to be honest with you. This chip, as you can see, and this chip, they look very similar in the packaging and all, you know. But in the fine print, when you get really, really close to it, this is called a 7806. This is a LM317. They sound like totally different. How could you? But I did. I put the wrong chip in one of my early test units, or maybe it's this one. Yeah, it's this one. I don't know if you can see it. It's really tough. But at any rate, wrong chip, wrong function, no adjustments, just a fixed voltage. Remember I was saying the voltage wasn't changing, something wasn't right. Oh, God. Then I went back to my tried and true breadboard. I had ordered these potentiometers from China. Waited and waited. They finally arrived, and they allow me to just dial things in the way I need to. So, oh boy. Okay, that's the name of the game. I'll talk to you later. Bye.